and welcome to the ABN News. I am Chidima Ejogu. First, the headline. Hundreds of the Movement for Actualization Sovereign State of Biafra trooped to the streets on Tuesday to mark their 17th anniversary. Hillary Clinton's advisors said the presidential candidate will return to the public view on Thursday. Zambia has sacked their head coach George Lawanmina and the subsequent appointment of Winston Miranda. Now the news in details. Hundreds of the Movement for Actualization Sovereign State of Biafra trooped to the streets on Tuesday to mark the 17th anniversary, had a rough time with security agents in Anambra State. Sources allege that 10 mass-op members were shot by the security agents and 200 protesters drawn from Masop and Biafra. Independent Movement was arrested by the Joint Security Task Force set up by Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State. The arrest was made when President Muhammadu Buhari visited his hometown of Daura, Katsina State, and he asked on the movement for them to forget their struggle for an independent Biafra Republic, as Nigeria have enough resources for everyone to share fairly. Masop had dedicated the day to stage mega rallies in different parts of the state to mark the 17th anniversary of its non-violent struggle for a Biafra Republic. Members loyal to Chief Ralph Wazirike and other factious participants in the rally. The Anambra Central Zonal leader of BIM, Chief Vincent Ilo, asked the federal government to allow the agitators have their independent state since the amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914 had expired in 2014. The task force comprises men of the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police, the Nigerian Navy, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC). The Nigerian Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki said on Tuesday in Ilorin that the Senate would probe the cause of the recession upon resumption next week to know why, in spite of budgetary provisions, many citizens have receded below poverty line. The economic crisis will be responded by the Senate on resumption with a number of measures, including getting managers of the economy to give account to the people, making tough recommendations to the president on needed changes, formulating necessary legislative framework for the economic recovery, and undertaking wide consultations across the private sector. The Senate intends to invite citizens to be involved in the management of the economy to address Nigerians through the parliament on the steps to improve the economy. Saraki said the legislative interrogation of the executive management of the economy had become necessary as devaluation has not helped to strengthen the naira inflow as foreign currency has continued to dry up in interest. A former Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, said effective handling of spiraling inflation, foreign exchange problem, fiscal deficit, and debt control were key to resolving the current economic crisis. Okonjo-Iweala said the focus on the basic issues of microeconomic stability was crucial to fixing the country's economic challenges. Nigeria's largest airline, Arik Air, has cancelled all flights on Tuesday due to temporary disruption related to insurance renewal. Arik Air will likely continue in the next few days as it awaited approval from National Insurance Commission (NICOM) to renew its insurance with a new company. Arik Chief Executive Michael Arumemi Ekede said in a statement on Tuesday that they are fully committed to returning to their normal operation and minimizing any unfortunate inconvenience to their passengers. Nigerian airlines and international carriers operating within the country have struggled with a plunge in the local currency, the naira, that has made it difficult to get US dollars to buy jet fuel and also to remain profitable spanners pay in naira. International Carriers United and Liberia stopped their services to Nigeria earlier this year, while others have begun refueling abroad to avoid jet fuel shortages. International airlines have complained about the difficulty of repatriating millions of dollars worth of fares sold in local currency. Deputy Director at the country's aviation ministry, James Dauda, said that while jet fuel prices are deregulated and therefore outside government control, the Minister of State for Aviation was working with the Ministry of Petroleum Resources to see if interventions in the sector were possible. The federal government says it has spent 70 billion naira to fix Nigerian roads in the 2016 fiscal year alone, against a significant improvement on the 18 billion naira the administration of the immediate past president spent in 2014. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, said in Kwara State on Tuesday that Nigerians will soon begin to enjoy the massive investment of President Buhari's administration on infrastructure, agriculture, and security. He said that the prevailing economic situation was not about trading blames, but to point out those who understand recession in such circumstances. The minister said that the crash in the global prices of oil exposed the country's defective economic policies, with oil accounting for over 60% of its gross domestic product. Mohammed stated that the situation was compounded by inadequate reserve to cushion the effect of oil misfortunes on the country. He decried the Nigerians' preference for imported goods to local products, saying that substantial amount of the country's foreign exchange earning was being expended on the importation of goods and services. Mohammed also blamed past administrations' inability to achieve massive investment on infrastructure to assist manufacturing industries and boost food production for part of current problems. According to him, such inadequacies were responsible for the socio-economic imbalance being experienced in the country today. The minister, who acknowledged that there was growth in the nation's economy between 2010 and 2014, however, said that it was only fueled by consumption, as the administration inherited a whopping debt of 67 billion naira on fertilizer procurement alone. And now on business news. Warren Buffett lost $1.4 billion on Tuesday as revelations that more than 2 million Wells Fargo accounts had been opened by staff without their clients' permission drops the shares. The bank announced that it would cut its aggressive product sales goals for retail bankers as it stares down the twin barrel of a $185 million fine and a severely hurt reputation. Buffett, 86, saw his net worth drop as his holding company, Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated, which owns a sizable stake in Wells Fargo, dropped 2%. For Buffett, that means he lost more than anyone else in Bloomberg's Billionaires Index on Tuesday. And for Wells Fargo, it means dropping to second place on the rankings of the world's most valuable banks, behind JP Morgan Chase & Co. after falling more than 5.9% since Thursday, when the $185 million fine was announced. It must pay $100 million to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, $35 million to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, and $50 million to the City and County of Los Angeles. It will also pay restitution to affected customers. We'll be going on a short break now. More news when we return.